Recording in progress. She's so proper. Um, so we have the first of the month. I'm super excited it's the first of the month because yesterday was stressful for me. I was trying to close out and I want to generate momentum early in the month with you guys so that you aren't approaching the end of the month like a chicken with its head cut off like I was. But so I want to make sure that if you're wanting accountability that you get it from me. If you're needing help with certain things, like I want you to be open and honest with me so that I can help you, because we have 2 months left of bonuses and I do not know when they will come back. The fact that they even brought them back this summer was a shock to me. I didn't even know that they were going to do something like that, nor did I think they would. I thought maybe like next year or something like that. So the fact that they're doing it twice in a year period, I don't know if they'll be available for a while now. So for those of you that haven't achieved 4K, or if you've achieved 4K and haven't hit 12K, or if you've hit 12K and maybe you haven't hit 12K on your spouse's account or something like that, I want to make sure that we are leveraging the next 2 months as much as possible. So I'm going to give some social media tips, and then, yeah. So making sure that first I want to talk about goals. Because I shared this kind of on the Zoom on last Sunday, but I feel like every time, and it's still on there, when I pop the tracker up for the first of the month and I'm like, drop your goals in the Dream Team page, I get everyone's like 12K, 40K. I'm going to get two promoters. And I'm like, okay, that's all good and well, but like, how are you going to do that? Because if you're just setting a benchmark and you're not setting the action plans to get you there, either one of two things are going to happen. You're not going to get there because you don't have a map. You have no, it's like me trying to drive to see Chantel in September in Arizona without GPS, without a map. I mean, I have a general idea of what direction, but I could end up in Texas. I could end up who knows where. And if you're only setting numbers-based goals for yourself, not action-based goals, you're, like I said, you're either going to not have a map of how to get there, or you're going to end up extremely frustrated because you don't have a map to get there. So you're going to end up in Texas and you're like, I can't find them. And so I'm a huge proponent for making sure that you're setting action-based goals to go along with your benchmarks. Like if you consistently do these things, it will help bring you to that desired outcome. Because if you're just saying, I'm going to hit 12K and you have literally no action plan around it, I mean, you might, but I would rather roll a two-sided dice and have an action plan in place than one with 6 and not understand where I'm going. So I got some of your goals. If you're wanting to be held accountable, please get them to me. I will extend it to tomorrow. Please get your goals to me so that I know where I can hold you accountable. It's not for me to be like, just send me your goals to send me your goals because I need to know them. No, I want to know where I can pour my energy in for you. Like if you're saying that you're going to go live twice a week, I can help see, like I can watch pop on your live to boost it a little bit. I can give you some advice. If you didn't go live, I can be like, hey, you said you're going to go live 2 times a week. Like what happened? Can I help with strategies around timing and stuff like that so that I can hold you accountable in the best way possible, because I feel like accountability is love. That is love. I used to, in management, struggle with accountability because I was like, I don't want anyone to hate me. But realizing that as I grew in my management career, that the more I held people accountable, the more that they actually appreciated it because they achieved the things that they were looking to go or achieve, going the places they wanted to go, because they had somebody, sometimes myself included, I need somebody to hold me accountable. And it's really hard if you've never owned your own business, especially if you're at home with kids or you're trying to balance a lot of things, to have somebody there that's like, hey, how can I help? I see you didn't go live. What can I do to help you with that? I see that You haven't had an order this week. Can I help you with getting out any samples? Like, it's all for me to help you guys because I know what these bonuses can do for you guys because I know you've shared your specific goals with me. And I want to say I appreciate you guys being vulnerable enough with me and trusting me with your goals, but know that they matter a lot to me because you guys matter a lot to me. So I take them very seriously. So if you haven't got me your goals, get me your goals. Make sure that they have some sort of action based. If you feel like you don't know what actions you need to take to get you to where you want to go, we can brainstorm together. I am totally available for you guys whenever you need me. So with that being said, Instagram, one of the CEOs came out. I may have to turn the light on so you can kind of see my face. One of the CEOs on Instagram came out and he said that they are really shifting the focus from pictures and captions to video. And I know the reason why they're doing that. It's because TikTok is such a huge thing. I feel like people in general, their attention spans are growing shorter. So they don't want to take time to read a super long caption that you write. And so that even has me like, I don't know if I like that light on. That even has me looking at what am I doing and shifting up my strategy and trying to, and it's different obviously for Facebook versus Instagram, because I feel like I'm much more willing to actually read something on Facebook for some reason, but on Instagram, I don't want to do it. I don't know why. Like, I want to look at your picture and go, or I want to watch your video and I want to keep going, or I want to watch your stories and keep going. I don't want to take the time to read the caption because I feel maybe it's because their words are so small. It's not something that's very in your face right away, but they are going, so what's going to happen is anytime you hear these companies announce things like that, like if they're pushing a new feature that they have, or they're speaking on a new feature, or they're saying that we're going to go this direction, that means that content that is in that direction gets pushed out more. So if they're talking about they're going to push out more video and they're gravitating to being more of a video-based platform than just pictures, then the place you need to be is in video. So that means you are showing up in your stories because that is a form of video. They think that it gives their audience or their users more interface with people face to face, and they were really heavily suggesting along the lines of like how the pandemic has shifted how people interact with each other because we were forced to, right? We didn't have an option. You couldn't go see people in a lot of places. So that is a preferred way of developing relationships with people. And you cannot possibly get to know a person if you're not hearing their voice or seeing them on video now. And I think there was so much there, or there still is even, there's so much perfectionism out there that people are starting to like go away from that. Like they don't like the super perfect because it kind of makes you feel bad about yourself. I'm not going to lie. When I see people that have like a clean kitchen, I'm like, how? She has 4 children. This is not possible. She has a maid for sure. There is no way that she is doing that by herself. Because my kitchen, I will clean that sucker spotless, and then the next day it'll be a mess. So people are sick of perfectionism. I think I have to turn my light on. Dang it, I didn't want to. So you can barely see my face. But then I have this weird overshadow. Anyways. ADHD. So how can we shift more to video? Obviously, Reels is the best way that you can organically grow your business on Instagram. I'm just speaking specifically to Instagram. I think you can still go with text form on Facebook and be okay. One, because I've noticed my live views have like tanked lately. I used to get between 100 and 200 views on my live videos, and now they're like, I think my one from this morning had like 20, and I was like, what the? But then if I post a picture with a caption, I'll get like 200 likes. It's weird. I don't know what's going on with Facebook. They are obviously the same company. They're owned by Marky Z. And him and I fight a lot, but So I think maybe they're shifting a lot towards Instagram because their video interface is much better than Facebook. So, and you have like, I feel like you have a lot of older people on Instagram, and I feel like Facebook, and I feel like Facebook's like Dramaville USA. Like people just want to complain about their lives a lot. I don't know. You don't really get a lot of that on Instagram. I feel like, I don't know, because you can't like just type something out and pop it out there, So how can we shift to having more video? So there's a couple different video formats that Instagram has. Obviously, they have stories, they have reels, they have IGTVs, and you can even post videos in your post, like in a regular post form. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't occasionally switch things up. And I was discussing this with Clara, and I was talking about carousels, and she's like, I don't even know what that is. So I'll explain what a carousel is. A carousel is multiple pictures or multiple videos in your post on Instagram. So they have to like swipe to look at the next one. And I gave the example a couple weeks ago of one of Chantel's Instagram posts had multiple pictures. And at one point during the day, I saw one of the pictures, and then hours later, I hopped back on, and it showed me the same post, but showed me another one of the pictures in the post. So you get the opportunity when you're doing a carousel to have multiple exposures of the same post throughout the day, which is really cool. So ways that you can use that is if you're going somewhere, like the zoo, nobody wants to see pictures of your fireworks, so don't post them on the 4th, because like, let's be honest, everyone's like, we know what fireworks look like. I just saw somebody post that the other day, and it made me laugh. Nobody wants to see videos of your fireworks, so just don't post them. But let's say you're at an event. Oh, there's a ladybug on the wall. And you have multiple pictures. You can use it that way and showcase the multiple pictures that you took throughout the day. Or you can do, like, one thing I've done is I did an exercise, like 5 arm exercises, and then each video was a different arm exercise. And then you can also do, like, if you're trying to give advice or tips or something like that. Like, I drafted up something, but I think it's too wordy, and I don't know if I'm going to use it, of like how to calculate your calories that you need for the day. And it's in like multiple slides. So like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. So that's another way that you can do that. And I create those type of posts in the app called Canva. Yeah, that's hilarious. She biffed it. But things like that go viral though, because like they make you laugh, and I feel like people appreciate, like, oh great, I'm not the only super clumsy person in the entire world. Because sometimes I feel like I am. But I am going to so those are some different ones. So IGTV is almost like if you were to do episodes of a series. So like, let's say you have a long topic you want to talk on, or if you go live and you can save it. You go live on Instagram, you can save it on IGTV. If you go live on Facebook, you can save the video and upload it to IGTV, as long as your video is short enough. I think it has to be under, if I'm not mistaken, 15 minutes or 10 minutes, depending upon your following count. But IGTV is almost like a series. So I've been trying to think of ways that I could utilize it more, because they don't have a big pool of IGTV stuff to pull from to show to people. And they want to obviously showcase all of their aspects of the different features that they have on the app. So if you can get some of that stuff out, that's really good. Obviously, Reels is a relatively new feature. It's something that they're putting a lot of time and effort into. So the more that you can show up on there, the better. But I'm going to give you a breakdown of Reels and like how do you use Reels? Because I feel like you can obviously do like the whole, like, I'm lip syncing to this verbiage, and that's good every once in a while, but you obviously want to branch out and create your own content too. It's not just taking someone else's audio all the time. And so how can we do that? Like, what is the purpose behind Reels? Entertainment, so something funny. like I'll give the example of Chantel, her video of what was like, well, what's behind this door? And like all of her kids were behind this door, and it was about summertime. So funny. There's that one, and there's another one that you did that I thought was super funny. So something funny or entertainment wise. So there's that. Teaching. So you're teaching somebody to do something. Maybe it's giving a quick tip. What I did today was I recorded 3 different reels, same outfit. I didn't care, and I think I might actually use this outfit all the time if I do this type of reel again. But just showing 5 arm exercises, 5 leg exercises, and I just recorded videos, and I actually recorded them in my stories to save them, and then used Splice to put them all together so that I could upload them. And that's an app that I explained on our last Zoom. It's like, I want to say $2.99 a week or something like that. But it's a really good video editing app that you can use where you can put images together and create a video. You can put multiple videos together and create one long video. So I did that. So that's teaching. Serving your audience, which would also be a form of teaching, I guess. So like if you're a crunchy mom or if you're an autism mom, like what are tips that you could give them? What are ways that you could serve other autism moms? Like 5 things I wish I would have knew before, or, you know, things like that, where you're giving information. Inspiring. So you may be showing where you used to be versus where you are now. Even just like having text blurbs talking about like where you've been. I just did video. One of my very first ones that actually had quite a bit of views was just a video of me sitting there. I literally didn't do anything, and I had a text captions going throughout it that were talking about how I overcame an emotionally abusive relationship and how that related to my weight and all that stuff like that. But so there's that. Inspiring. You're building trust and you're creating relationships. So how you're building trust and creating relationships is you're putting out there, this is the type of person I am. I'm a mom of X amount. I'm this type of mom. I'm an exercise person. I'm a single mom. I like gardening. I am a hockey mom, like whatever. That's the information that you're putting out there. So then other hockey moms or crunchy moms or whatever see you and they're like, oh, I like her because she's like me. And then that's when they'll hit follow, and you'll build trust because you're doing all those things. You're entertaining them every once in a while. You're teaching them stuff. You're providing them with value in their life. It is not for constantly selling and showing off what you sell. We are not a commercial. We're humans that have a product, yes, that can help lots of people, yes. But we have other aspects of our life. So when you build this, your feed is for you to build trust on Instagram. Your stories is where you can sell stuff. Now it shouldn't all be selling there. And you can occasionally post a reel or something like that about what you're offering to sell. But as much as you can tie it into what it is, who it is that you are, the better. So that's for reels. So different things you can do. Like I said, you can entertain by hopping on a trend and if you want to know what trends are really going on, hop over to Instagram or TikTok first. They usually happen there and then trickle down into reels, I've noticed. And then teaching and serving, I feel like are the same thing, just helping people with information. 15 minutes? 15 minutes what?
For videos on Instagram.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
know from, because I know from like some of my videos from Facebook that I would convert over, I had to like trim them and cut them because they can only be 15.
Yeah. It used to be 10. So I'm glad they bumped it up to 15 because I was like, who makes a 10-minute video? This is dumb. But I know that as you increase your following, you can also increase that too. inspiring people, building trust, creating relationships, yada, yada. Stories. So how can we really utilize stories? Stories are not for your reach. They are not for people that don't already follow you. You can't really utilize stories to gain followers. It is more so built for you to create relationships and build trust with people. So people's attention spans are typically less than 8 seconds. And this is all stuff that I learned. And now I'm looking at my stories today and I'm like, shit, I did way too many stories about Thrive this morning. Like I could have condensed that a little bit, I think. And I think a good way to do that is by taking a look at your story views and seeing, is there a point where they start falling off? And do I need to like re-strategize next time? So attention span of the average human nowadays is less than 8 seconds, which is like no time at all. And y'all are probably not even paying attention to me anymore if that's the case. But how can you hook people's attention for a little bit longer? You can keep it simple. So like 1 to 2 ideas per story. Like you don't want per story. You don't want to be all flipping over the place, right? It's just hard for people to follow, which I feel like is me sometimes, but you know, whatever. It's kind of funny sometimes, so who cares? So 1 to 2 ideas per story. You don't want to be like, here's my sample. I'm talking about, I'm sending out samples. And then you like jump over to some other topic too. Like try to keep whatever story you're doing about the thing that you're trying to do, whether that's showing your kids or whatever. Anyways, have a conversation. Like you're talking to a friend of yours. I know it's really awkward. And I used to have a tendency to say things like you guys and y'all and things like that. But really you should be acting as if you're in a conversation with one human being in front of you. So like if you were talking to your friend, what would it look like? So if you're making your shake, just be like, hey, I had this really cool thought that I know you need to hear. Or, I don't know, just like if you're going to be talking on stories, make it a conversation, not like, here I am at my desk and this is all perfectly scripted. Don't be a teacher or a professor or a commercial. You should just be a human having a conversation with another human. Speak to your ideal follower directly. I don't care if I have men followers. That is not my ideal customer. Will I sometimes get male followers that will buy stuff? Sure, I will. But typically the person I get is a mom or a woman because I can relate to her. And I speak directly. I will say moms in my stories. I'm like, I know you're a mom, you need this in your life. I will say that directly because that is the type of person that I'm trying to reach. I do not want people that I can't relate to on my team. I don't. You can be selective. Now, there might be people that are different walks of life, and I will get people that aren't moms and stuff like that too. But you obviously will attract people that you relate to. But if you're speaking to a specific person, they feel like you're talking to them. And that is actually one of the best ways to convert from just a follower that watches you into somebody that is actually committed to making a sale because you've built trust with them, because it feels like you're speaking directly to that person. I've had people even message me that are like, I feel like I've known you forever, or I feel like you were talking exactly to me, even though I had no idea they were following me, even though I had no idea of their specific situation, because we connected on some level and I acted as if I was talking to them. There's a ladybug crawling on my wall and it's distracting me. I think it's a ladybug and it's not one of those dang Asian beetles. But speak directly to the person that you're trying to reach. Interactive is another way to increase your stories or have people more engaged in your stories. I know September did a really good poll series today. I think it was today. I don't know. I interacted with it.
Yeah, it was
But
today.
even that, like, so I had brought up on Sunday that to do like a 4th of July version of it. So, like, if you haven't done one yet, like, I think I'm going to do mine tomorrow, where you can just literally look up on Pinterest. I'll even do it right now. I bet they have one. 4th of July.
So unless I was Googling something wrong this morning, I couldn't really find one that was exactly like 4th of July. But I came up with like a summer one.
That was a good one.
Yeah, so that's kind of why I went with that one. So I don't know if maybe tweaking your word to find like a 4th of July one, you could. I was just trying to do it at work, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to search. So
I think that one worked. I can't find any. I thought one would pop up right away. Stupid. Maybe on Google. I was on Pinterest. 4th of July. This or that. Images. Oh, it just gives you pictures of the 4th. Well, whatever. You can create your own. You could do like hot dogs or hamburgers or boat or something else or this or that or whatever, and then just put the polls on each of them and like a finger to point to which one they would pick for each of them. Another way is the sliders that I was talking about. I used it the other day. What was I talking about? I think my entire face breaking out. That's what it is. I was talking about my entire face breaks out every time, you know. And I had so many people that I'm like, who else can relate with the slider? And so many people did it. So you can do that. Once you've built, I think, a lot of trust in your following, Q&A is a good thing. Because they'll ask you questions that you can answer. Polls, interactive, anything interactive that will keep people on there, and it will also boost. Okay. Sorry, Jennifer just said she had to hop off. So that's how you can leverage stories the best. So I'm thinking for the weekend. I did talk about it a little bit on Sunday. They're probably going to have some promo come out, I'm guessing. Usually it'll run Friday through Saturday because it's on a weekend, or maybe they'll just do the 4th of July. But so get prepared for that. Tomorrow is Friday, I think, right? Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. So making sure that you're interacting with a lot of people, put up that this or that or some sort of poll series that you can do. You can even do like a slide, like kind of like Jason Camper did, where he did like on one side fudge and one side whatever flavor mint. You can do that for your own stories and just like post 2 pictures and have people pick through for them. So do something interactive. Maybe on your Facebook, ask people what they're doing for the 4th. Anything to drive a lot of traffic and engage with a lot of those people that engaged with you. Maybe pick a couple people that you're engaging with, and then having conversations with people that have expressed interest. So like maybe you've had a conversation and it kind of fell off or whatever. Going over to their page, interacting on their stuff a little bit, maybe interacting in Messenger if there's some way to bring up a conversation without seeming really weird. Anything you can do to lead up to that point. Then on Saturday, I think a lot of people will be busy. So the quicker, shorter posts are going to be best. You won't want anything super long because people aren't going to have the attention span to be able to read something super long. So if you can do, even on Facebook, do just texting, like the text with the colored background, try to do something like that, or a picture with very few words. Or if you can hop on live video and show what you guys are doing for the 4th, that's great too. Sunday, obviously, show what you're doing for the 4th, yada, yada, yada. So, and then going into next week, remember that the 5th there is auto ship. So I will still send a reminder out on the 4th to follow up with all your peeps. Sarah, did you share that thing in our chat? Yeah, she did. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, and I actually
I'm gonna pull it up what they said exactly so you guys can get that.
I had sent
Oh, they don't say anything about the 4th.
You'll have to check your emails.
Sometimes they'll do it early, but maybe they won't because it's on a Monday. The 5th is on a Monday. So make sure that you're following up with people that have scheduled auto ships for the 5th. That will be our first big round of auto ships. I'm trying to think of what else. I'm thinking heat is probably going to come out this month. Like, please, like I really want the heat so bad. People have gotten their chill. I know some of you guys have. Credits are available tomorrow. Yes. I have some plans for incentives up my sleeves. I'm thinking maybe a mini race where I send out minis for $10 because we got to get samples into people's hands. So next week, I'm just trying to think of people are going to be either going back to work on Monday and they're going to feel extremely exhausted because they stayed up late to watch fireworks on Sunday, or they'll be off. So you can appeal to both of those audiences. Maybe in the morning, talk about how much energy you have in the morning. And if you are somebody that has to go to work, like talk about God, thank God for these capsules because I can't imagine without them. And then the people that stayed home, appeal to them in a different way. Maybe you talk about how, like, even though you ate all the things on the 4th of July, like you still feel really good and you don't feel bloated because you have balance or whatever. Tuesday, payday.
Can you hear me?
I mean, it's typical to talk about payday anyway. If you guys need help with like verbiage or ways to bring up the business or whatever, we can have a one-off conversation on that. Like message me directly and I can help you come up with something that'll fit into your niche. Wednesday, I liked what Heather did on Wednesday yesterday, where you did the story thing. Remember you did like, I'm going to do a what, I don't know how you titled it.
I have no idea. No clue.
I don't remember what you titled it, but it was clever. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't even remember.
I remember. The something that's like you've seen or heard that has stuck with you or whatever. Wild Wednesdays.
Yeah. That's what it was. That was really good. It was unique and something different. And I actually stayed through like the whole video and listened to the story because it was really interesting. So, yeah. Anything you can get people's attention. And Claire and I were actually having this conversation about like how I think sometimes we think that our live videos have to be super long and they don't. I feel like sometimes if I have longer videos, they don't get watched as much. So if you can try to make them shorter, or if they end up being shorter, don't fret. Again, people's attention spans are apparently 8 seconds. So Wednesday, you can either talk like on providing some sort of information or value or something that you can. I know, Heather, you do like the Tip Tuesday. I really like that for single moms. That's really cool. Something so I want to touch on that. So that's something that's consistent. And if she has friends that are single moms, they will continually come back and check on that. And you get a lot of engagement on it, if I'm not mistaken. Like I've seen quite a few likes and stuff like that on it. So if there's something within your niche that you can do that is something that's going to show up every one day of the week, like on Fridays or Mondays or Tuesdays or Wednesdays or whatever, and you can incorporate it that way, you will get continual people that'll come back, especially on Facebook, I feel like. So if you can think of something that's clever within your own niche and it encompasses a day of the week, like try to do that. Thursday, Thankful Thursday, Friday. There's been some weird stuff with Black Friday lately, I guess, where people are having issues that are like Facebook is like blocking them and stuff like that. Like someone got a notice that it looks like you're trying to group people together to boost a specific picture. And they sent her a message about that. And I thought that was really strange. So maybe just continually focusing on getting samples out on Friday. So anything you can do, like either a freebie Friday, if you haven't done a giveaway in a long time, might be a good time to do a giveaway, or do a simple sample post. And sometimes, like I shared this on Sunday, sometimes you'll get lots of people that will respond. Sometimes you'll get nobody and it'll be crickets. I still leave those posts up. I don't take them down because I'm always wanting to get samples out, and you never know what stuff gets like redistributed to other people. I literally just had somebody comment on one of my posts from like a week ago. I'm like, how did she see that? Did she come to my page? Like, it's so old. And I had somebody comment on the sample thing. So leave them up because they'll get redistributed somehow. Saturdays, I always like to leave those open and because not a ton of people are super, super engaged with social media on Saturdays because that's the time with their family. That's when they're able to all congregate together, or they got projects, or they're not working, and yada, yada, yada. So I try to keep it super simple on Saturday as much as I can. I just show up a lot in my stories because people will watch those no matter when. It doesn't matter if it's a holiday. It doesn't matter if it's a Saturday or a Sunday. People watch stories all the time. And then Sundays, something you can do to either close out the week or prepare for the week before is best. So best time to go live on Facebook historically is Sunday nights. So if you can do it at that time, I would highly suggest it. And they say between 8 and 10 your time is probably the most, out of all the days of the week, out of all the time slots, that seems to be the one that hits the best because people are winding down from their weekend, kind of like mentally checking out because they don't want to think about working the next day. That's what my thought process would be on that. So kind of, I hope that helped with the week and with the content. So if you can get into videos. I shared this on my live video today, and I wanted to share this message with you guys. We often feel that resistance or fear is something that, oh, it's not meant for me. I'm not meant to do it. I'm not supposed to do it. The Bible app that I'm doing, the Bible plan that I'm doing right now is so good. He said, I just have to read this because this part was like, if you want to stay where you are and content, then go for it. But if you want to go forward in your life, you're going to be met with resistance, basically. We often associate if it's something that we're meant to do, then it's meant to come easily. And that is not the case. Because, and the reason I'm saying this is because sometimes I know that some people are fearful of going live or doing videos because they don't want to sound stupid. They don't want to feel like they're in some sort of way, or they don't want to feel like they're being judged, or whatever it is, whatever that reasoning is, because trust me, I had all those feelings before too. My very first live is a hot mess. I cried on it. I looked like a lion. I was 50 pounds heavier. I thought Stephanie was coming on my live and she thought I was going on hers. So there was literally 2 minutes of silence in the beginning. It is so awkward. Once it comes back up, maybe I'll just have to go into my videos and find it and send it to you guys, because you'll be like, who is that person? Because I ask myself that every time. But we often think that if we're feeling resistance towards something, that maybe this isn't the calling for me, or maybe I'm not supposed to do this sort of thing. And that's not true. Because if everything were easy for you and everything was handed to you, do you think that you would appreciate the things that you have? No, not really. It's like you telling your kids that they have to, and this is me, like my son, he's putting money forward into his first car because I want him to treat it with respect because he put his own hard work into it. God looks at us the same way. He's not just going to hand you something, because if everything is just working out at wonderfully and rainbows and puppies and sunshines, why would you ever need him? Why would you ever need him? So yeah, I had to buy my first car too. And my brother did not. And I was pissed. He was the baby of the family, obviously. But we think resistance is a bad thing. And I had this, call it God talking to me or the Holy Spirit, but I don't know, where I thought of a flower. Think of how much resistance that flowers have when they're planted as seeds. They have to go through all that dirt before they can reach to get the optimal sunshine to be the most beautiful thing that they can be. Can you imagine? We would miss out on the beauty of all the flowers if they stopped at the point of most resistance, which is usually the top, the top of the soil, because it's been patted down and it's rough and it's hard. It can't be easy to break through. So what if when they reached it, I talk about it like they are living, but you know what I mean? Like they're animals or something. What if when they reached that point of resistance, they were like, nah, I'm just going to stay here. We would never get to experience the beauty of flowers. And it's the same thing with your life. If anytime you're meeting resistance in your life with anything you're pursuing, and this is something I've done, trust me. Anytime you're reaching a point where it feels uncomfortable, maybe it's getting a little tough, maybe you're not even seeing a lot of progression that you would like to. What if every time you did that, you met that resistance or pain point or fear point, you were just like, I give up, I'm done. We would have no children. Let's be honest. We're like, nope, keep it in there. I don't want to feel this anymore. This is hard and it hurts and I don't like it. It's so true though. But if think about any time that you have had any major breakthrough in your life, or any time that you have learned the most lessons, or developed a new characteristic within yourself, or developed new strength in a certain area, it did not come after a time that was super easy for you, ever. It never did. You never just got a boatload of money and you're like, cool, I know how to manage money now. Yay. No, you usually have to fall on your face a couple times and meet some resistance before you're like, maybe I should make some changes. And then you can see the benefits of budgeting or whatever. So I'm just trying to give some examples. So if you're feeling the only way that you're ever going to get more comfortable with doing those sort of things is by repetition. That's the only way. The first time I did it, terrified. Second time I did it, terrified. Third time I did a live video, still kind of scared, didn't really know what I was doing, sounded like Mr. Robotnik and didn't sound so good. And then after I progressed, I finally started to find my own groove and realized that, okay, my friends list isn't flooded with a bunch of trolls that are out there to get me, and my message is being received really well. Regardless if I have good days or bad days, or when I'm fumbling over my words, or I look a hot mess, or whatever it is, people's attention spans are 8 seconds. So if you did mess up, chances are they probably forgot about it 8 seconds later, and they were more concerned about what someone else is thinking about them. Any time that we're usually fearful of doing something, it's usually rooted in the opinions of other people. And I want to tell you, if you're fearful to step into that next stage, this is the thing that you need to do to grow your business, I want to encourage you that this is the month that you do it, because I want to see you all blossom into the beautiful flowers that I know that you all can be. And that's super cheesy, but it's true, because I don't know if it's just one of the gifts that God's blessed me with or what it is. But I always feel like I have the ability to see the potential in people and what they're capable of. And knowing each and every one of you, I see it. And if you don't see it yet, that's fine. You can borrow my confidence if you want. But the only way that you're going to gain more confidence in different areas, and the only way that you're going to get comfortable in doing those things, is by doing it when you're feeling the resistance. So, myself included. But I hope this was a beneficial Zoom for you guys. Again, I'll put the recording up. Let's take a photo of me in my bed. The most intimate place in my house. Welcome. I don't know what filter I'm going to use with this weird ass lighting. Probably this one. Make sure there's no underwear in the background or anything. Just kidding. I'm not that much of a hot mess. Whoever watches this recording is going to get that in the end. Wonderful.